Hi everyone, in this Framer tutorial we're gonna create these horizontal sliding cards that we can navigate with tabs, which can be used to create a tidy section and can be an effective way to organize the content. You can find the links for both starter and finished files in the description if you want to follow along and remix. So let's get started. We have some pre-made elements as usual to keep the tutorial shorter, like this tab frame with a material icon, a headline with a border, and a content card with our text, all vertically stacked. I'll first turn the tab frame into a component. And in the component screen, I will click the label fill and create a color variable and leave its name as background. Then I'll select the icon and click in its labeled name under material component properties. I'm gonna create a variable and name it icon. After going back to home screen, I will wrap the tab component in a frame, since we're gonna need to add a link to it for its content, and we can't add a link to the component itself. Then I will duplicate the tab frame twice, select all of them, and wrap them in a stack named tabs. Then on the right panel, I will change its width to fit content, direction to horizontal, and gap to 8 pixels. While we are editing the tabs, let's change the second one's color to dark green, and the third one's to mid blue, and the icon of the second one to navigation, and third one to devices. Then I'll wrap the tabs in another stack and rename it tabs wrapper. To align tabs to the left of the content card, I'll make tabs wrapper with 700 pixels, same as the content, and make its distribute start. To place the headline properly and keep the content tidy, I will select tabs wrapper, headline, and content stacks, wrap them in another stack, and name it tabs and content. Then I'll make its gap 0. Now I can select headline and make its top spacing 70 to place it correctly. Before creating other content cards, I will select content stack and make it a component. In the component screen, I will click fill and create a color variable, leave its name as background. We also need to assign text content to variables to be able to change them easily for each instance. So I'll first select the title, click content on the right panel, create a plain text variable and leave its name as title. Then after selecting the text and clicking the content label, this time I'm gonna create formatted text variable and leave its name as text. Now that we have all the variables we need, we can copy the content components to create other cards, right? So after going back to home screen, I'll duplicate the content component instance twice and start changing their content. I'll make the second one's background dark green, change its title and its content. Then I'll change the third one's background to mid blue, change its title, and again its content. Then I'll select all 3 content instances and wrap them in a stack named content wrapper. Make its width 700 pixels, again same as our cards. Change its direction to horizontal, distribute to start, and gap to 0. Now all we need to do is creating scroll sections and linking tabs to them, right? So I will select the first content and add a scroll section to it, name it 1, add a scroll section name 2 to the second one and 3 to the third one. Now we can link the tabs to the scroll sections we've just created, right? So I'll select the first tabs frame, and link it to the scroll section 1. Making sure scroll is set to smooth to see the slide effect. And second tab frame needs to have a link to the second scroll section. And third one needs to be linked to the third scroll section, right? Now we can test our tabs. And we can see the content is changing depending on the tab we click, right? And as we used the same background color for each tab and card pair, we can see active tab's background matches its card. If we wanted to use the same color for every tab and card, we would need to use borders under non-active tabs to create this effect, which would make things a little more complicated, but it is totally possible. I hope you liked the tutorial. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe, turn the notifications on, check my other tutorials, and see you on the next one.